Babyface not only performed his hits, he performed all the hits he's written. And he
How
does
long?
it
Concert forever?
pretty much forever. Again,
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't understand who Babyface is, shame on you. But let me just explain to you who Babyface is. Every single one of Boyz II Men's hits, every single one.
You love
Babyface
Water
wrote
Runs
them.
Dry? Huh?
Down on Bended Knee.
Some of your favorite songs from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s were likely written by Babyface. Especially if it's a ballad. If it's a ballad, he did it.
Unsolicited Perspectives Podcast. Episode clip.
Okay.
And when I tell you it was amazing, Friday night, we are treated to a talk hosted by Keke Palmer with Michelle V. Obama talking about her book, The Look, a New York Times bestseller. That book chronicles her style evolution from the time she was first lady to her life today, using fashion as a tool to communicate messages and tell stories. So the cool thing about that is when she talked about her fashion, she said, I was very intentional during my presidency that I don't discuss.
Hold on now.
Not my presidency.
No, it wasn't her presidency.
My first ladyship.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. During the presidency, but her first ladyship, she was very intentional about not discussing fashion because as a woman, the first thing people discuss, no matter what your profession is, they bring up how you look. So she was very intentional about not discussing fashion, but she also used it as a tool. So she would say, for example, she always wore American designers, especially when they were traveling abroad. So say they went to Italy, right? Yeah. She would wear an Italian American designer.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wherever she went, she would find an American designer of that heritage and wear their design. So it was amazing. And of course, hosted by Keke Palmer, who is, I wish she was my friend. And I rarely ever say that, but I wish Keke Palmer was my friend. Cardi B, Lotto, who else was there that night? Kalani. I mean.
So Cardi B and Lotto's beef is over? Because they had some beef for a little while.
Did
ago.
they?
No, I think technically they still got some beef, but that's
good. They was performing the same night, so I don't know if anything happened backstage, but as far as on stage, it was great. Right. So yeah, no problem. Saturday night, that's when our mother got her life. First of all,
okay,
Patti LaBelle.
Oh my goodness, not Patti.
Now let me tell you, Patti LaBelle, 82 years young. Up there singing down.
Okay, but did she remember the words? Because there's there's a little rumor that Patti be forgetting the words to her songs.
So here's the thing.
All right.
If that does happen, she is very, very good at playing it off, and her backup singers pick up the slack. So yes, there probably were several points in there where she forgot the words. But she has a very large catalog spanning decades, and she's 82 years old, y'all.
You're right.
So please. And she was still hitting all those notes perfectly, cleanly, kicked off her pumps, had about 7 pairs of different style flats on the stage at different places so that she could grab a pair of shoes at any point, wherever she was on stage.
Because she's 82.
Because she's 82. But she was going to come out in them heels. She came out in them. But it is her signature to kick her heels off into the air. So that did happen. And then, Babyface.
Oh, Babyface was there too? Hold on, but did Patti sing On My Own?
Yes.
That's my favorite Patti LaBelle song.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
anyway.
of course
she did. So then Babyface came out there. Did he come out there with Take 6?
He didn't need to. Let me tell you something. Babyface not only performed his hits, he performed all the hits he's written.
Mm-hmm.
And he
How
does
long
it
concert forever?
pretty much forever. I mean, it started at like 7:30 is when like the opening acts, like there was Leon Thomas and like there were different opening acts. So, and then it goes to about 2 a.m. Did we
Yes.
make it the whole time? No, because no, I gotta get I'm on my back to the hotel. But yeah, he performed them like he had like a Billboard chart, and every number one he had for different decades, he would just perform that. And you really forget like how many songs he's written for literally everybody and how just amazingly talented he is as a songwriter alone, not to mention as a singer himself and as a producer. Again,
ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't understand who Babyface is, shame on you. But let me just explain to you who Babyface is. Every single one of Boyz II Men's hits, every single one.
You Love
Babyface
Water
wrote
Runs
them.
Dry? Huh?
Down on Bended Knee.
Come on now.
The only thing he didn't write was Motown Philly.
Right. That was the only thing. He performed Roni, which I loved.
Yeah, of course you did.
Because, of course, he wrote a majority of the songs on the Don't Be Cruel album, Bobby Brown. I mean, take some time. If you don't know who Babyface is, take some time. Google songs Babyface has written. And you will be like, how did I not know who this person is? It's weird that you don't know who this person is if you don't know who this person is.
It's not weird. It's not weird. It's because Babyface hasn't been in pop culture in like 25 years. You forget there's a whole generation. No, there's a whole generation of adults who would not know anything about Babyface because he has not been in pop culture for 25 years. That's the reason why that one artist didn't know who he was, and everybody was getting on her, and they were like, how does she not know who Babyface is? Because she's a kid. Yeah. She's 25 years old. Like, of course she doesn't know who Babyface is.
Yeah, but written hundreds of R&B and pop hits. Hundreds. Whitney Houston, Boyz II Men, Toni Braxton, Madonna, Ariana Grande. The list goes on and on and on of the people that he has written for. Some of your favorite songs from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s were likely written by Babyface, especially if it's a ballad. If it's a ballad, he did it.
So that was it for Saturday.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.